Happy Victory Monday, Seahawk fans. Welcome in to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with all the reaction to Seattle's dramatic win over the Detroit Lions. Plus, we'll get to some injury news and more, all in just about our moments. But first, let's get in that comments section. Spam W to celebrate that Seahawks win. I want to see at least 300 W's in that comments section. I'm fired up. Let's get going. Let's begin with the injury front on Tariq Woolen. Pete Carroll today said that Tariq Woolen's chest injury that he suffered is not that bad. He's sore, but ultimately he's going to be okay. He doesn't expect it to be a lingering issue that's going to hold him out. So that's very good news on Riq Woolen and his status going forward. Meanwhile, we also got an update on safety Jamal Adams, as Adams will be a full go at practice this week. Now, Pete did stop short of saying that Jamal Adams will be able to play this weekend, but a huge step in the right direction for the Seahawks to get Jamal Adams back, as he will not be barred from any contact as far as that goes. With that, let's move forward now with Overreaction Monday. Let's start with Geno Smith. Geno Smith is the right guy. That is not an overreaction. Geno Smith made big-time plays in big-time moments on Sunday. He was awesome. 32 of 41 through the air, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. Considering the circumstances, being without your starting tackles and the Seahawks with their backs against the wall trying to bounce back after last week's performance, I could argue that was maybe the most impressive win of Geno's career to this point. Not only is Geno the right man for this offense, but he showed he's clutch. That final drive, I mean, he had ice in his veins, folks. And he's shown that he can lead a team, that he can be counted on when the game is on the line. He can get the job done. I loved what I saw from Geno Smith. And the passing chart reflected just how good a performance he was able to put together as well. As you can see, a lot of green, not a whole lot of white. And one thing that you can see also in that passing chart, the big thing that Geno needed to work on this season was the short passing game, the stuff between the first down line and the line of scrimmage, and there's a whole lot more green there. And we knew that the Seahawks were going to have to perform well in the short passing game with the question marks on the offensive line, and Geno delivered. I'm all in on Geno. You need to be all in on Geno. Here's what we're going to do in the comment section right now. If you are a believer, like me, that Geno is the right guy to lead this offense, I want you to spam 7 in the comment section for Geno. Geno, touchdowns all day. He rules. I know that song's about DK, but you get the idea. Spam 7 in the comment section. Show some love for our quarterback. That's my quarterback. Number 2 at Overreaction Monday. The offensive line issues are all magically fixed. That's a bit of an overreaction, but it was a huge step in the right direction from what we saw for Seattle in this performance. Think about this. The Seahawks O-line only held the Lions to 1 sack allowed and 1 QB hit. They did an incredible job with answering the call. There was a lot of question marks. When you looked at Stone and Jake, both of these guys, it was pretty clear that Seahawks were very skeptical of them after how they played week 1 and the players they ended up bringing in last week, highlighted by Jason Peters. And they stepped up. They delivered a heroic performance. Sunday was a great test as well. It wasn't like that you were facing a bunch of nobodies. You had Aiden Hutchinson on the other side. Hutchinson is one of the best young pass rushers in all of football, and he was pretty well contained. Now, you passed the first test, but here's where I'm like, okay, I need some more convincing. You still have at least 3 more weeks of this with Abraham Lucas being out on PUP. We'll see as far as Charles Cross's status goes. But you got through 1 week. Now can you keep it going? I hope so, but still need to see more. The numbers from PFF show a pretty good outing from this group. The grades that they were given. You can see Stone Forsythe with a 70 overall grade, Damian Lewis was excellent in pass blocking at 89.5. Evan Brown with a really strong showing. He is a big-time upgrade over Austin Blythe from last year with a 70.1 overall grade, 72.7 run block grade. Phil Haynes, excellent in pass blocking, 89.5. And then Jake Curhan with a 64.4, 68.7 run block, 56.2 pass block. Good enough to get the job done for now. I came away optimistic about this group, but let's not act like everything's solved just yet. Still need to continue what we saw from this Detroit game. Today's show is brought to you by BetUS, the exclusive sportsbook partner of Chat Sports. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Enter the promo code Seahawks125. You will get a 125% deposit bonus. Put $100 down. You get $125 to spend for free at chatsports.com/bet. Odds on the NFC West. A good time to cash in on your Seattle Seahawks right now as they are plus 550. See, they're counting us out already. Get your bets on the Seahawks to win the division. I think it still can be done. Niners look pretty good, I will admit. But watch out. Don't sleep on the Seahawks like BetUS is. Get your bets in on the Seahawks as well as other NFL action and more. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Seahawks125 to get your bets in today. Number 3 on Overreaction Monday. Tre Brown, the answer at the cornerback position. Not in overreaction. I very wholeheartedly agree with this. And I was reading through the comments section yesterday, and there were some of you that were saying, hey, Tre Brown struggled throughout the day, and he happened just to make 2 big plays. And I'm like, what? I mean, the 2 plays he made were 2 of the most important plays of the entire ball game. The sack followed up by the interception. And the statistics, I'm a numbers guy. You guys know that. I got some numbers to show you. Besides just what you see on your screen right now. That's a loaded stat graphic here. Like, it's about this big. 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 2 pass breakups, 1 QB hit, 1 interception, 1 touchdown. Tre Brown did it all. Tre Brown's fantastic. He deserves more playing time. He's definitely outplayed Mike Jackson. Tre Brown needs to be out there. I love what I've seen from Tre Brown. And the thing about Tre Brown, kind of like what we talked about with Geno earlier, he stepped up in crunch time when it mattered. He made plays. And if you don't believe me based on those numbers, let's take it a step further. Let's go to the nerd numbers from PFF. And you know what? Those are pretty good as well. So all the haters and losers out there that want to come at Tre Brown, well, kick rocks. Because Tre Brown delivered, and the numbers backed it up, 80 overall grade, coverage grade near 86, pass rush grade near 84, tackling grade of 78. More Tre Brown, folks. Boomer, Sooner, let's go. Do you believe in Tre Brown? I believe in Tre Brown. I'm in on Tre Brown. And you look at this group. This group can be great. Devin Witherspoon showed some splashes yesterday as well. More of him, too. Let's see it. Do you believe in Tre? I believe in Tre. I'm typing B. You better be typing B. If you type D, I mean, you're wrong. Type B in that comment section that you believe in Tre Brown. Number 4 on Overreaction Monday. The run game is a concern. That I would call an overreaction through 2 games. Now, I know the numbers don't look great. They aren't hot for the Seahawks through these first 2 games. The Seahawks have been held to just 167 total rushing yards in their first 2 games of the year. That's around 84 yards per game so far this season. Not ideal. I understand. I get that. But this doesn't tell the full story. We know the Seahawks have very good backs. Kenneth Walker was excellent as a rookie last year. Zach Charbonnet, I think, is going to turn into a very good back. DJ Dallas, Kenny McIntosh, these guys, you have guys you can work with. But when we go back to the offensive line that we talked about earlier, the thing they did struggle with, although they did very well in pass blocking and only gave up 1 sack, the run blocking wasn't quite there. That's the thing I need to see from the offensive line. This is not an issue with the running backs. This is an issue with the offensive line. And as they get healthier, this offensive line, this run game is going to develop. So I'm not concerned It's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. The numbers from yesterday. Kenneth Walker led the Seahawks in rushing, 17 carries, 43 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2.5 yards per carry. Geno had a few scrambles there that looked pretty good. 3 carries, 20 yards, 6.7 yards per carry. What you saw the last couple of weeks, that's about as low as I think it will get. The run game will improve from here. I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Last at Overreaction Monday, find a new kicker. A lot of doubters on Jason Myers right now after the start of the season. That's a bit of an overreaction. And look, I understand the frustration. Believe me. But Jason Myers is a pretty good track record. Yesterday, 1 of 3 on field goal attempts. Did make all his PATs. And PATs are not a given anymore since they backed up the point after try a couple of years ago. So I'm not overly concerned. 2 things can be true at once when it comes to Jason Myers. That Jason Myers has struggled, and he does need to get it together. I expect more out of Jason Myers. He does need to improve. If he continues on this track of where he's at on, making, 50% of field goals, that won't be good enough. He would get cut at some point if he continues on this track. But his previous track record tells me that things are going to be all right, that he is going to be okay. I am not concerned right now about Jason Myers. There's no need to panic. There's no need to find another kicker for now. Famous last words, right? I'm not concerned at the moment. I think he'll figure it out. Through 2 games, Myers is just 3 of 6 on field goal tries this season, with 2 missed field goals against Detroit and then a miss against the Rams as well. I think Jason Myers is going to be okay. Should the Seahawks cut Jason Myers? Are you out on Jason Myers? If so, type live for yes. If you believe in Jason Myers, if you think he's okay, type in for no and let us know what you think in the comments section. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of Seahawks Today. I'm so fired up. Victory Monday. Doesn't get any better than that, right? For more Seahawks coverage, give me a follow on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Tyler Jones Live. I am there, and I'll see you tomorrow right here on Seahawks Today.